As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
There is no nobility in pop.
Royale with you.
I'm gonna make him an offer again.
I was so good.
Then you get the woman.
Out of my club.
Worry about her later. Forget about it.
You got the heart, but you ain't got the tools no more. Now forget it.
Is that right?
What's going on? Beham Productions here, and it's time to start a new series on this channel. A lot of my friends may know this about me, but I'm really into movies, and I watch a ton, as you can see by my wall. Got a lot. Those are some of my favorites. Directors, Scorsese, Tarantino, the list goes on, you know? So we're going to be starting a new series today, and it's a little different. I thought I'd bring a different aspect to the channel rather than just vlogs. I think that every channel should expand their horizons and, you know, try new things. So I'm trying new things that I like to do. So, I mean, you may love this. You may absolutely despise every second of this. There is an X in the top right corner of every video for a reason. So in this series, I'm going to be reviewing new movies, the ones that are in theaters, like the one I'm doing today. Some of my favorite movies that are like classics, as you'd call them. And I'm going to take some suggestions as what you think, and we'll see where the series takes us. So today I will be reviewing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino's 9th major motion picture in his career so far. This film takes place in 1969 in Hollywood, of course, featuring two main characters, which are Rick Dalton, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and Cliff Booth, played by Brad Pitt, which made this movie a must-see for me, both two of my favorite actors at the moment. Rick is a Hollywood actor, and Cliff is a stuntman, but they're both starting to realize they're becoming irrelevant in their careers as times have changed, and this film showcases how they cope and struggle with accepting where they are in their careers. I definitely enjoyed the characters in the movie, with especially Cliff and Rick. They gave us sort of an insight of what a day in the life in Hollywood is as an actor and a stuntman. One thing I really like about this film, it's very laid back. It feels like you're just going with the flow of daily life, and it's unlike any Quentin Tarantino movie I've seen until the final 30 minutes of this movie, which is just, wow, like, I'm not going to spoil, this is a non-spoiler review, but wow, you need to see the final 30 minutes of this movie. It's hilarious, brutal, violent. The whole crowd was screaming and laughing at the showing I was at, which is exactly what Quentin Tarantino does best, in my opinion. Of course, we got some Tarantino dialogue in this movie as well, very heavy, but it was fantastic. The way the dialogue was done was very well, and I don't think this movie would have worked without Leo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, two both amazing performances by both actors. I do have two complaints about this movie, though. If you're going to see this movie, you're going to need to research, if you don't already know about the horrific events that took place with the Manson family and Sharon Tate in 1969, because this movie takes that real historical factor and combines it with fictional characters, which was great, but I hadn't really known all the details about the Manson family and their cult before going, so it was a little confusing first view. Definitely need to go read up on that if you don't know about it and you want to see this movie. Also, my second complaint was Margot Robbie's character. She played Sharon Tate. I felt like her character didn't really bring much to the movie. I mean, there was a scene where they had her going to see her own movie, and it just seemed like it wasn't necessary to the story. There was really no dialogue whatsoever, nothing you really got out of it. What I really do think it was for Tarantino to show respects of how caring and nice Sharon Tate was in real life before she was horrifically murdered. I do think her character was necessary to the story because it ties in with the Manson family, but I definitely think he could have cut out a few scenes. Another scene he could have cut out was when Leo's character, Rick Dalton, he got a role in this new Western, and he's struggling, realizing he's becoming irrelevant. He used to be this big movie star, and now he's just a struggling actor trying to get a role. And they have this huge, long, 15-minute scene of him struggling to get his lines correct. Like, there was just a bunch of unnecessary fill. It shows him acting out the whole scene, and he doesn't start struggling until the very end. And I did think it was necessary to show the struggling because it showed where he was at in his life. He went and had a really badass rage sequence in his trailer camper, but I do think they could have cut a lot of his little acting part and just reading lines out of that. I thought that was a little unnecessary, as well as the Sharon Tate movie scene. Another thing, how are you going to market Al Pacino like he's this headlining actor in the movie when, first of all, Al Pacino, one of my favorite actors, great actor. How are you going to market him and then have him in, he only has 15 minutes of screen time in the whole movie? I mean, I thought that was bogus going in. I thought he may have had a bigger part, but no, he really doesn't. So if you're a big Al Pacino fan, he's really not in this movie very much. Yeah, this movie was a really laid-back film. Not like much we're seeing from Tarantino, but I loved it. Leo DiCaprio is my favorite actor. You can give him any role and he'll just knock it out of the park. But I do think Brad Pitt stole the show in this movie. He was just so hilarious. His character had the best one-liners. Cliff Booth, Rick Dalton, best of friends. But I do think Brad Pitt stole the show. Leo also did a great job, but there was something about Cliff's character. It reminded me of his character in Inglourious Bastards. He was just chill, hilarious, badass. He would just punch people in the face, whatever he wanted to do. And yeah, he just had this cool aura to him. So he stole the show. I could definitely see him getting Best Supporting Actor for this role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Good job to Brad Pitt. And of course, Leo did not do bad as well. The final part of this movie is about like 30 minutes, but it's by far the best part of the movie. Like I said before, Tarantino uses the Manson family story along with Sharon Tate, but in the end, it comes up on the date of where the events actually take place, and Tarantino does his little twist on it, and it was just brilliant. Thought it was great to tie in a real historical character with a fictional characters and just make it hilarious and violent and just Tarantino spice all over that. So I wouldn't put this film above Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Django Unchained. I wouldn't put it above that, but I would say it's some of his best work because he tried something different and, you know, really knocked it out of the park for me besides those few complaints I had. Overall, I'm going to give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood an A. Alright, so I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my opinion on this movie. I saw it when it came out, release day, with a bunch of buddies, and we just loved it. We couldn't stop talking about it after, researching after the Manson family, all that jazz, so we really enjoyed this movie. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It's a completely different scene. I mean, you're going to be seeing me a lot in this setup. This is my little movie review setup I got going on here. I wish you could just see what's behind the camera because, you know, we're working with what we got. A bunch more movie reviews coming soon. Let me know if you think I should do it every Monday or twice a week. Like, these are really easy to knock out, and they're fun to do, too, because I love talking about movies. And like I said before, if you don't like this form of video, you don't have to watch it. I'm still going to be vlogging. So don't worry, I'm still going to be vlogging. I know a lot of you like my vlogs and been getting good feedback, and we've been growing. So not cutting out the vlogs, new series on here just to give it a little different aspect, different audience. And I'm going to be starting a new series soon, so stay tuned to my next vlog to hear that announcement because I'm hyped about that one. That's going to be sick. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, but if you didn't, that's alright, man. Do your thing.